I'm live here. All right. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Thank you guys for joining me here this evening. Obviously, we have some blood on the streets. We identified this short opportunity last week. Okay, this rising wedge. And one second, let me get some different music on here. All right. All right. Okay, so we spoke about this rising wedge and how it had about a 60% chance of breakdown. We're getting the breakdown. We back tested this previous demand line here as resistance, and we got the move down, right? So where's the bottom? Where are we headed from here on Bitcoin? We're looking at this next fib retracement area here around 43,000, and we have this confluent area right here where this top of this wick starts around 41,000 and change, right? 4180, and we have this candle body close here around 40K. We also have the 200-day moving average sitting right around that 39.5 area, okay? So that seems to be where we could see this entire rising wedge breakdown sort of bottom out, right? So, but let's take a look at Ethereum real quick, because Bitcoin obviously doesn't look too good, right? But Ethereum, on the other hand, does look like it's it looks a lot better than Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin obviously breaking down on the daily 21 and broke down, or is about to break down on the weekly 21, which could be scary, because I did say that if we do break below, and I say a candle body close below or multiple candle body closes below the weekly 21, we could go into a bear market. And yeah, we should definitely be paying attention to this right now. I'm not saying we are going into a bear market right now. I am saying, however, we definitely should proceed with caution, right? Because if we get consecutive closures down here, guys, it could mean that this run is over for the moment. Okay. We're going to look at ETH here in just 1 second. So we did say that it was going to have trouble breaking out of the top side of this channel. It also did not break out of the top side of the channel. However, we're sitting way above the weekly 21. We're sitting right at the daily 21 for ETH. Not really too concerned with this. Like, it just looks like we could see a continued pullback. We could even come back down to this $2,500 area, right? This is totally possible. This is the bottom side of the rising channel, all right? And we all know ETH Bitcoin pairing is definitely outperforming Bitcoin. Everything should be outperforming Bitcoin right now. Like, here's the monthly on ETH Bitcoin, right? We've discussed this many times. All right, we're coming up to the 76 fib extension. We could get a little bit of a pullback here. Obviously, this is a major fib extension. We could get a week of this where we just kind of pull back, right, to 0.06 area. As long as we don't break this entire bullish engulfing candle, we're going to see ETH Bitcoin then continue, right, and just stair step its way out. All right. Let's go look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. This is a good. What do I think about new Shiba coins? No, yeah, not really following any of that stuff, to be honest with you guys. Bitcoin dominance is way down, right? Way down. It means altcoins should be continuing to outperform Bitcoin. But we also want to keep an eye on the DXY, all right, which is the US dollar index and what it's going to do. All right, so right now it's still in a downtrend. All right, so that's good. All that means all the markets are going to continue to go higher if the DXY remains in a downtrend. We're going to go to the weekly chart here because this does look like it had some rejection here, right? We got some rejection here this last week where the DXY index continued to move down. However, it didn't break these lows. Okay, we need to see the DXY ending up to break this 89.9 area with a candle body closure. All right, so we're going to see how this week goes for the DXY and the markets. All right, it's starting to make these higher lows for now. Look at Alpha Coin, yeah, sure. I just want to give you guys an overall market outlook before I start going into shitcoins. No offense. If you guys don't want that, if you don't appreciate that, then I guess we can vote on what we do with these, how we do on these streams then, right? But the DXY is still below the weekly 21 and below the 200-day moving average. All right. Everyone thinks Elon hates the Bitcoin or whatever. If you guys go to bitcointreasuries.org, you will see that Tesla still owns Bitcoin. Until they're removed from this list, I'm not believing anything the news is really saying, because why would they be on this list? If they're a publicly traded company that owns Bitcoin, they are on this list. Who knows? Maybe this will be updated Monday. I don't know. Just keep an eye on this. bitcointreasuries.org. These are publicly traded companies that own Bitcoin. All right. What did I miss here? Shibcoin, yeah, I'm sorry, we're not charting Shibcoin tonight. Alpha Coin we can look at. So far Alpha broke out of this triangle and made a lower high, right? Lower high than this high. Daily's sitting on the daily 21 EMA. So we're still holding these higher lows for now. You can see lots of volume coming in here to protect the price. Okay, looks like this is the highest volume we've seen in a while for this asset. So there could be some nice accumulation happening up here. All right, you guys see the channel? It's trading in this channel right now. So this is the bottom side of this channel, and we get some bids down here. This could result in us moving towards the top of the channel and kind of just trading along this structure, maybe eventually breaking the channel. All right, so pay attention to Alpha. That looks not so bad. Band protocol, LRC, NMR. So still in this down sloping consolidation structure. A nice downsloping consolidation structure here. Still making these higher lows from this low, right? So low, higher low. Are we putting in another higher low? Well, it's not confirmed just yet, but we'll see how this closes here on the 4 hour. Yes, we are in an altcoin season right now. I did. It actually hit like $10.50 after it was called out around an $8 area. We can take a look at it again, sure. So LRC, if we hold these lows, we can hopefully make a nice bounce here to the top of the range and maybe make another higher low before continuing out of here or something along these lines. As long as we hold these consecutive higher lows, we can get out of this downsloping channel. But pay attention to the oscillator, right? So right now the oscillator isn't really giving us any sort of edge right now, right? It's still building negative momentum. You know, we're still making technical lower levels of negative momentum, right, than these levels down here from May 13th. But we're still building those, so this could negate this and we could end up making a lower low. Just pay attention to this price action on this asset. All right. Band protocol or NMR. This is an old blockchain, I think, right? It's made a major move today. This is definitely not all the data on it. Did they all just list this coin or something? I feel like this coin's been around for a long time. I don't know where all the data is. This thing is definitely not this new, though. It's been around for a long time, this token. Maybe against the Bitcoin pair we have more data. Nope. There it is, back from 2019. That's what I'm talking about. So multiply times Bitcoin USD. I don't know. I guess the USD pairing on this just started to be tracked, so I don't know. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Looks like a cup with a handle. Got the nice bounce here and the volume spike here on the daily 21 or the weekly 21. Right, 40% move on this structure. So you break the all-time highs here on a volume or on a confirmation candle, which you haven't done yet. You need a candle close above right around 85.50 here on the weekly chart, and once you do that, you could be looking at $140 targets, 170 and 232 on the fib extensions. SNX, yeah, the SNX actually looks really good. We're gonna take a look at a band protocol here. And we're going to go down the list of tickers that were asked about. All right, so band coming down to the weekly 21, getting a bounce off of it right here, basically trading flat on the day. We're still holding the lows here on 1350 on the weekly, so that's good as long as you hold these lows and we get a candle close above it. We'll make a technical higher candle body high than these candles here. So that would be good if we can do that. Although it does look like we broke this demand line and back tested it as resistance. So just if you're holding this asset, make sure we don't break all these supports. Like, that's the whole key point here. Is this? Right now we're making the same low, and that's fine. But as soon as we start to break these lows, it's when it can become troublesome, right? For this asset could This is a rising type structure, okay? So we're right on the demand line right now. If buyers don't come in to push the price up, we're probably going to see this sell off, okay? So just be prepared if that happens, if you're in a long-term holding position on this asset. Let's see, what else do we got here? ICX, CRV, ADA, LTC. All right, look at ADA real quick. ADA obviously performing pretty well for the market situation right now, with Bitcoin pulling back and coming back down to that near that 200-day moving average area. All right, so it roughly almost did the whole move up to 256, didn't quite make it. We could probably see ADA pull back right after this move. We're not showing divergence here just yet, but we are entering overbought territory here on the daily, 72 on the RSI, 73. We could still go higher. Obviously, we've seen the RSI get up to like 90, so... But if we're getting moves down in the market, you know, it's going to be hard for this to really rally. But that is basically the move, which is up to almost 256. If we break that, you're looking at close to that $3 area, right? Which that's probably a psychological number for Cardano. LTC, ICX, and CRV. Alright, so LTC made a new all-time high, $418, and immediately pulled back right after that. And I drew this sort of cup continuation type of pattern. We'll see if this actually ends up playing out. But it does look like it's following a similar type of pattern that it did right here, where it went below the daily 21, made a higher low, and then continued to rally. And it's starting to build more negative momentum here. And we can see the cross we got. So right this very moment, there's a slight hidden divergence, but it hasn't really shown yet. It's not really showing just yet. We gotta wait for this to mature a little bit more. Right, and the 4-hour coming right down to the 886 fib extension. Like this honestly looks fine. But you might even have some sort of falling wedge structure here starting to take form. Okay. And this looks like a continuation structure, as long as we can get a breakout, right? So that's the key point. We need to go back up to test this top at some point. All right. That's Litecoin. ICX. Said we could go back down to the bottom side of that triangle. You guys recall me saying that. Which is down here. Around this 170 area. Alright, we could definitely get down there. Because we're rejecting the 21 EMA right now. The weekly, we're above the weekly 21. The weekly 21 is right around this 175 area. All right, so I'd suspect that we probably come down to touch this and get a, hopefully get a bounce here, right? What did I miss? CTSI. So broke the upsloping channel, right? Breakout, now back testing it. Looks like back testing it as a support here on the weekly. On the daily, just kind of resting right here on the daily 21 and looking poised to make continuation. All right, you even made some negative momentum here and you're making positive price action. That is obviously extremely bullish when you see that type of price action when you're making, you know, negative momentum or you're just coming out of the negative momentum, all right? And the RSI looks nice. You're sitting at 56 on the RSI. Let's see what else. V-Chain, we can take a look at V-Chain, yeah. Mason, thanks, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. So I was thinking we get a lower high here to 21 and then come back down, but it seems like it's actually just holding this support right here on the, this is a 6-hour chart. We go to like the 4-hour, you can see it just pivoted right off here, off the heart line here of the downsloping channel. I guess it really depends on how you draw this. I feel like this is a fake breakout. Let's go to the line chart here and see. I guess we can't really exclude that line. Anyways, I see something like this. And you're so far holding this support here on the 4-hour. Alright, so the RSI making a higher low or the same low as it did over here with around the same price. Alright. But no real indication here of continuation unless we just get some spike of momentum that comes out of here, right? And we get a continued move up on the signal indicator, right? Oh, it's a little bit unclear. And the daily is still producing this negative momentum. You are sort of making some hidden divergence here. It hasn't matured just yet. Right, you're not getting any sort of lower levels of negative momentum just yet. But the daily's still in bullish territory above zero here on the MACD. So technically the asset's still in bullish territory on the daily. All right. WRX we can look at. See if there's anything else here. Oh yeah, RLC. started. So that trade setup we were talking about was this one right here. It was actually this wedge, right? We gave an entry around over here. It dumped a bit more before breaking out, but if you just bought it here and didn't even DCA it, you would have got a nice 40% on your money there. All right. And so what is RLC doing right now? Let's take a look. So we're in a downsloping channel, right? You want to trade this, you want to trade the breakout, and then you want to watch it break out and back test this area as support. That's when you can really catch the nice movement of it, all right? I would say go with ETH, not Bitcoin right now, in the stage of the cycle. That's not financial advice, though, right? Definitely do your own research and homework. Look at the charts. BNB, we can look at. SNX. Oh, CRV we didn't cover. Yeah, sorry about that, man. So yeah, we're still in the triangle. Lots of stuff on this chart. I was suspecting maybe one more touch bottom of the triangle before we break out of it. But this looks awfully like an ascending triangle to me. We could just consolidate here. We may not even go dip down here. Probably will though if Bitcoin continues its dip, right? So I kind of suspect a touchdown here around this 250 area before we go. We'll see if it goes down there. If not, it's holding the daily 21 right now. This looks okay. SNX. We actually posted a trading view chart on SNX. Right, just beautiful, beautifully holding this upsloping channel. All right, even on today's pullback here, we're still above the daily 21, and we're still holding the upsloping channel. We had this, we had this fake breakout here because of Bitcoin deciding that it wanted to dump. Guys, so TA is good on the altcoins as long as Bitcoin doesn't ruin the party, right? So if Bitcoin just starts dumping, it's going to kill all the technical analysis being done on the asset, all right? Joey, how you doing, man? WRX and BNB and XRP. So still in this, I mean, this is kind of, looks like it's kind of downsloping in a tight flag or wedge formation. Actually, it's more of just probably just a downsloping channel right now, actually, by looking at this. Yeah, just a downsloping channel. So you want to trade this, when you break out of it and you back test, you want to look for the long opportunity on the back test, right, for the continuation. All right, so we're waiting for this break above and a back test, okay? But yeah, it looks like it's pretty. It looks like it's maturing its way to rounding out a bottom here. But this does look pretty interesting, okay, on the daily time frame. BNB. So we broke above the triangle, we made a sort of a double top and came back into the triangle, and now it's at the demand line, kind of rejecting the demand line now. So rejection of the daily 21. We could see a further move down here for BNB. All right, we just crossed into bearish territory on the daily. This is actually a bear flag, okay? Right, looks like this picture here on the right side, right, the bear flag. So we could see something like this happen here for BNB. Down to the 485 area, 490 area. Yeah, Joe, we can look at Algorand, absolutely. We'll look at XRP and then Algorand, all right? So we did break this structure here, right? This parabola that we were respecting so nicely. All right, so we can kind of get rid of this for now. Can somebody also tell me if we're live on Facebook, by the way? Okay, so XRP, although we are right now below the 4-hour 21, okay, looks like we're getting this bounce here on the RSI, and we haven't crossed down just yet on the 4-hour. All right, there is a possibility that we get a positive spike in momentum right here. Okay, for XRP to hold this 21, because we're still making higher lows, right? From this low, higher low. This is technically a higher low. Okay. Now we don't have confirmation of that just yet. All right, perfect. Thank you guys so much. So we'll see if this is a valid pennant. All right, this is what we got drawn out here as a pennant structure. And the pennant, as you guys know about the pennants from Bulkowski here, yeah, it looks like a short symmetrical triangle. Prices move between two converging trend lines. Pennants are short 3 weeks long or less. So have we been in this? Okay, so I guess it's not a pennant, right? So it's longer than 3 weeks. It's been about a month. It's close. It's like right on the cusp, technically. All right. So if this isn't a pennant, then what is it, right? So that's the question. We could call this maybe some sort of channel if it's not a pennant, right? Let's go to the weekly on this and see what we got going on the weekly. That's some crazy wick on the weekly, man. Down to 32 cents. Wow. So we haven't broke this weekly candle really at all, right? We're just sitting up here. Technically making higher lows. I still think this is a pennant structure, all right? We have the two converging trend lines, right? On XRP. So we're looking at a move up about 57% of the time. So it's kind of a coin flip scenario. If Bitcoin remains bearish, then we could maybe break down, right? Don't discount that. There's still like a 43% chance this breaks down. And a breakdown would probably result in a 50% move down for XRP. All right, so we could go down to like 78 cents if we break down. If we break up, we're looking at that like 275 area, looking left. All right, there's really not much up here in terms of resistance. All right, so this is kind of a coin flip scenario, right? According to Bolkowski, we're looking at, again, 57% move to the upside, right? So it's not that probable to go up. Like, yes, there's the small edge that it goes up, but we need all those factors from Bitcoin to sway this to the upside, right? Okay. What's the other assets we're looking at here? Algorand. So Algorand's still making lower highs, right? We have this top that we made, the same top, and now a lower high, and maybe another lower, and definitely another lower high. So this is our third consecutive, or a second consecutive lower high from this high. But we're still making these higher lows, right? So we have the lows here. We're still making higher ones, or the same lows. This one was close, right? It's still basically the same low, and it's still up here at this low. All right. Issue is if we start to break these lows and we get a move down, it's going to be a big move down to the bottom of the range. It could get down to 80 something cents, right down near this Fibonacci area, right? Before maybe going back up, or if we really truly break the supports. All right. And this week for Bitcoin is probably going to be pretty messy. Have I done storage? No, we can look at storage. It's like the same type of pennant structure that XRP's in, but it already started to break down, right? So storage, we're looking at 150% measured move. Probably do a 70-something% move down from here. And we could get this, I mean, like, this would be devastating, but this could happen, right? We can come right back down to probably this neckline. It's probably not going to do the entire measured move, but $1.07 is a possible scenario for this, in this particular scenario. If we come back down to the neckline breakout and back test it, because we never really back tested this breakdown, or this breakup for storage. And the weekly 21 sitting around $1.40. So we're definitely going to come down to there first to test that, all right? If we get candle closures below it, well, you can almost guarantee with certainty we're probably going to come back down to this neckline where we broke out from to back test it. I know, not the most fun stream to go through some of these coins on, right? Harmony 1, sure. Alright, well, good thing here is we got a nice bounce off the weekly 21, and we're still technically making higher lows than this low down here at 9 cents. So that's good. Alright, that's a good thing. And you're above the daily 21, so that's an even better thing. Alright. So right now you're trading in this sort of range. And you made a double bottom here on the daily. That's why you're able to get this move up. Problem is you didn't really break this neckline too well, but this was the measured move of this double bottom. So this looks good. This looks like you're just back testing right here on the daily. And on the hourly, you are, coming down on the price right this moment, and you'll probably get to this support here around, 13.9. If that doesn't hold, we're looking at around this area here, 13.1. All right. But you're just trading in a range here on a Harmony 1. You have been for quite some time. HNT. Sure. Did I cover all the tickers so far for you guys? I think so, right? Alright, cool. HNT. So HNT looking like maybe a double top, okay? Which is why we're getting this move down. But in terms of where we're going to break down to, it's a good question. So you could see this area right here, and it's kind of respecting, right? So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches, your 4th touchdown here on this demand line. So we could be forming an ascending triangle. The key point here is not to break below this and to close above it, all right? Oh boy, no problem, man. Just hopefully that Harmony 1 token continues to make higher highs, right? So this could be setting up, right? So this needs to, again, hold this demand line here. And let's look at the 4-hour. Are we getting any inclination or indication of maybe an upside move? Not just yet, right? The 4-hour Stokes actually, or the 4-hour oscillator is kind of pointing down right now. But we could be starting to form maybe some hidden bullish divergence here, just depending on how this negative momentum kind of impacts that, right? So we did get this bounce here on the hourly. Let's see if we can get a candle close above 1440 to make a move up. All right, Tesla. Weekly 21 EMA broken for Tesla. Right, the first real time we actually broke it, we broke it here, but we got back above it and kind of teetered above it to make this lower high. So obviously buying looking weak over here. We haven't really seen, aside from, this is probably coronavirus, yeah, so we haven't seen Tesla actually break the 21 EMA since back here consistently, right? So it broke it up here and got back above it. The following week just kind of stayed afloat with it. But this week we actually got a candle close below it and made a technical lower low on the candle body. CGLD BTC. We'll take a look at it, man. Give me a sec. Just finishing up Tesla here. So this could actually be a descending triangle, okay? So these are not necessarily bullish patterns, but they can break to the upside. We're going to take a look at what Volkowski says about descending triangles. Typically these do break down, but let's take a look at it just so we can give you guys some accurate information here. So it's basically a 50-50, right? 53% of the time these break to the upside. So it's basically a coin flip scenario. But right now, I mean, we're towards the bottom, right, on the daily here. Right, so we're probably going to get a bounce, maybe to a lower high, right? Maybe to this $712 area, or we make a lower high, and this is where we could either break out of it up here, or we reject this and come back down a third time and test the support, and we actually get the breakdown, right? So this is the gamble part, right? So right now we're at the bottom of the pattern, most likely going to go back up to the top of the pattern. If there's enough momentum to push this price, 53% of the time we break to the upside. All right. CGLD BTC. So you can see that it's been making higher lows, and there is accumulation happening. Okay. This is almost looking like a bottoming ascending triangle, except it has kind of a parabola structure to it. Although you are in a downtrend, right? But I like how it's making these higher lows and attempting at breaking this resistance. Guys, the more times you test the resistance, the more likely it is to break it. And the same thing goes for the support. The more times you test the support, the more likely it is to break the support. So as long as you're not continuing to test the same supports, that's good. That means you're continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. which is signaling and showing accumulation. And this does look like maybe some sort of cut pattern. We'll see if we can end up breaking the top side resistance here at this, whatever this is, 12,138 Satoshis. All right. And it looks good because you're about to make the cross up here on the daily, and you're showing that hidden divergence, right, on the MACD oscillator. And that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. XLM on the move. Let's take a look. Nice. Yeah, I think last time we said that it was just back testing that 68 cent area, right? That was last stream, I believe. So it looks like a cup continuation pattern on the daily here, and on the weekly. Yeah, we're technically in a weekly breakout right now on XLM. And we're above the all-time highs on the weekly. And we will close in a weekly candle breakout here for XLM. So I would suspect we do see continuation on this. All right, as long as we close above basically where we're at, of this candle body high. XLM looking pretty good. All right, guys. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you guys hit the like button. If you guys are new to the channel and like the content here so far, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and tick the little bell. Folks, we're going to stay on here until the Bitcoin candle close here at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we got about 8 more minutes. We're going to go through some other tickers here. I think SRM was on a nice move today. We'll take a look at it and see what it's doing and why it's doing what it's doing. All right, so SRM. So above the weekly 21, right? Looking like it wants to go parabolic from here. So you break back above this $11.20 area, $11.20 area, you're looking at 21 bucks. That's your next major target here for SRM. You back tested this $8 area here this week. The daily obviously looking really nice, getting this nice bounce. You're probably going to get a closure above the daily 21, closing in 6 minutes, so I would suspect that you do. Matic, yeah, we can check it. Yep, getting back above this 188 area is pretty critical. Your next real fib target here then is 215, and you got these fibs in between here on the on that smaller time scale that I drew, so you guys can, you know, have some reference points. But yeah, this 188 area, got to break back above that. That's the major 1272 fib extension. This looking nice, right? Not a lot of selling pressure up here. Did get a slight pullback from this, but nothing too drastic, right? And obviously way above the weekly 21 here at 46. and we're above the daily 21 here at $1. So momentum looking good, still making higher levels of positive momentum, the highest levels you've ever seen on this asset. Lots of separation here on the daily time scale, so you could see, honestly, you could see this asset continue to rise as long as it doesn't start making divergence, which it's not technically made a higher high on the RSI with higher prices. Sure, Mason, we can look at the overall market situation. This broke out of the channel and back tested it right here around 60 cents and got a major run the other day. We're looking at this in the Discord. Speaking of which, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, make sure you guys do so. That is where all the action's happening here at STP. Let's look what gold futures are doing right now. Ooh, gold trying to break out here on the daily, alright? This could be interesting here this week. Alright, we got a weekly bullish cross back here last week. And we could see gold go as Bitcoin consolidates right back up to the top, right? And silver maybe also can also make a nice move. Look at this nice flag that silver's in right here, guys. I know, traditional markets, but this looks like it's about to do something silly, like break the top side of this triangle. Okay. Maybe looking into some of your silver miners this week. Could be a good time to play those. As it looks like we will see a break to the upside here on silver this week. Right, we got this nice bullish cross. We're showing weekly bullish divergence here on silver. And if you zoom out on the monthly chart, you guys can see this nice consolidation up here as well above the weekly 21. And this major structure here that we're about 67% of the way through the triangle. We could see a major breakout here for silver, you know, towards the end of this year into next year. All right. This asset obviously moves a lot slower than crypto. But it is something to pay attention to, as it is in a nice flag up here. Okay. And, you know, I'm sure some of the other assets like palladium, some of the metals are obviously doing some crazy stuff right now too. This thing's breaking out, right? And copper. Copper in a major breakout here. check Coinbase stock, sure. So still in a down-sloping channel from what I see here on the daily. All right, we got up to the daily 21, rejected it. Still in a downtrend. All right, we just got a new daily candle open and weekly candle open for Bitcoin here. So the candle closed right above or right at the weekly 21. To get this wick below it. All right, but we did close above it. So I do maybe suspect we get maybe a bounce back up to like close to 50, all right? Right, we make a lower high, and then maybe we get one more wick candle wick down to like this this 43 area here. All right, so we'll see. I mean, it might not even bounce. If we don't bounce, that's not good. We're just gonna break below the 21 weekly. All right. See, we should get a push back up at least to this 48,900 area. Like if it's going to continue down, it's going to at least get close to the 21 on the 4-hour and reject it, right? So for now, I think we get this move back up, probably close to 48. You can start to see us actually making divergence here, though, on the oscillator, so that's good. That's how we know we're probably going to see a move back up. Alright, so I suspect us get back to, probably still remain in bearish territory for now. We're not done with this bearish move, alright guys? So this is just a short-term, probably bounce, okay? So yeah, I mean, even if we get to 48, 150, the top of this down sloping channel, and before we come all the way, we come down again, and we just kind of just bleed out until we get to the measured move of the structure that we're talking about. Alright, so here we go on this breakdown. Looks like we're starting to get more breakdown here. It did close above it, yep. It's now coming down to test it again. And this could cause a big move down if we get a move down. We didn't actually break these lows here either at 45.2. But that's going to be that. That's really going to be that area here, right? 45.2. If we break that, then we're looking at these wicks here on the weekly at 41 and change, and then these candle bodies here, all right, at like 38.7. SRM making some nice moves here, guys. Breaking this structure right now as we speak. All right, guys, we're in altcoin season. You know, Bitcoin can really go sideways, go down, doesn't matter. Remember that Bitcoin dominance chart, guys. This thing is getting wrecked, right? It's wrecked. So this thing just made another lower low on the weekly. We start breaking these supports, there's no real support here, right? Look at ETH, sure. But ETH came down to the 21 EMA, right? Wicked right through it. We're still technically above it, but I still think we can come down to this $3,400 area. We could, I mean, I think we could even come down, like I said, we could even come down to, you know, this $2,600 area where we broke out from. Test it. All right, you just watch this negative momentum. When it starts to wean, or starts to make the same lows on negative momentum, that could be maybe a bottoming forming, right? Alright guys, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Make sure you guys smash the like button up, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next stream, hopefully tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Have a great night.